This should have been a moment of celebration for runners finishing the marathon. Instead, there was confusion and then horror. 2 explosions timed to cause maximum damage, leaving death and destruction in their wake, injuring athletes and spectators.
I saw a trash can explode, and people started throwing down the barricade and running over each other, and I ran in the other direction as fast as I could.
Shrapnel wounds on people on the sides of the head and other things. It's just not good.
A beautiful spring day in Boston was eclipsed as the center of the city became a crime scene.
We're still in the investigation stage at this point, but I just want to reiterate, we will find out who did this, and we will hold them accountable.
As the police search for forensic evidence left by the explosives, hospitals in Boston are taking in the wounded.
We're seeing a lot of shrapnel injuries. Many of those involve, again, predominantly the lower extremities, but shrapnel injuries can affect the entire body.
Federal agents are working with the Boston police to find those responsible. It is a vast law enforcement operation.
There is no suspect in custody. We're questioning many people, but there is no one in custody at this point in time.
The question being asked in Boston and across America is, why did this happen? Who was behind it? There are no clear answers, but officials have described this as a potential terrorist investigation. Laura Trevelyan, BBC News, Boston.
Today we've had a national tragedy.
I've never seen anything like it. It literally blew itself into World Trade Center.
Just a short time ago, saw the tail end of a large airliner plunge into the Pentagon.
I was in the building because I was driving a friend. I wasn't worried for her safety.
The World Trade Center is no more.
This is what it looks like today, a gaping hole in New York City's famous skyline. Once there were 2 110-story buildings, the World Trade Center, number 1 and number 2. Number 7, 47 stories tall, missing as well. All of them gone following a swift, calculated, and shocking series of terrorist attacks.
I'm Brett Baer in Washington, and this is a Fox News alert. A warning tonight about the possibility of terror attacks against commercial airline flights coming into the U.S. It comes in the midst of international turmoil on several fronts tonight and the ongoing Winter Olympics in Russia. Chief Intelligence Correspondent Catherine Herridge is here tonight with the breaking news. Good evening, Catherine.
Well, thank you, Brett. Fox News confirming that a Homeland Security bulletin was sent earlier today based on credible recent intelligence of possible attempts to attack passenger jets using explosives packed in shoes. The threat is described as separate and unrelated to the Sochi Olympics. While the intelligence is described to Fox News as not specific to an airline or time frame, it does bring to mind shoe bomber Richard Reed, who tried to blow up a passenger jet in late 2001 using a sneaker packed with explosives. The plot failed because the detonator fuse was damp and would not ignite. Sources familiar with today's Homeland Security bulletin say it calls on screeners to increase their use of explosive detection swabbing on passenger shoes. Fox News is told these very visible security changes, including more pat-downs and full body scans, are expected at foreign airports because the intelligence suggests flights from overseas coming into the U.S. are potentially at risk, not flights within the domestic United States. While there is no evidence of a specific plot, a Homeland Security official told Fox News the bulletin sent, quote, out of an abundance of caution, the Homeland Security Department regularly shares relevant information with domestic and international partners about relevant threat information as we work to meet our mission of keeping the traveling public safe. Officials emphasizing to Fox News tonight the concern on a scale of 1 to 10 is a 5, so there is moderate concern based on the intelligence spread.
You know, this is moderate. It's a warning from DHS. But you look back, Catherine, to the recent Intelligence Committee hearing, and we heard from officials about the threats from al-Qaeda, specifically from places like Syria and Yemen. And you look back at that testimony.
Well, DNI Clapper said very specifically that Syria has really become a safe haven for al-Qaeda and its training camps, and it's a real magnet for people who have Western passports, so they can get hands-on training there and then export those skills back to their home country. So that's one thing to consider. The second is really al-Qaeda in Yemen. That's home to what's considered the best bomb maker that's working today, and their MO in the past has been to take explosives and conceal them inside of objects.
Okay, we'll follow it. Catherine, thank you.